Flames in the forest. As Romy mounted his bicycle, he saw smoke rising from behind the distant line of trees.
It looks like a forest fire,
said Prem, his friend.
You'd better spend the night at my house.
It was the middle of May, and it hadn't rained for several weeks. The grass was brown, the leaves of the trees covered with dust.
No, I said I'd be home tonight. My father isn't keeping well. The doctor has given me some pills for him. You'd better hurry then. That fire seems to be spreading. Oh, it's far off. It will take me only 40 minutes to ride through the forest. Bye.
Saying this, Romy pedaled off. His village lay on the other side of the forest. As he rode swiftly, the smoke rose from the burning forest, and the sky glowed red. Romy caught the smell of burning timber, but ahead of him, the road was clear. He rode on. Usually, the road was deserted. This evening, it was alive with wild creatures fleeing from the forest fire. The first animal that Romy saw was a hare, leaping across the road in front of him. It was followed by several more hares. Then a band of monkeys streamed across, chattering excitedly. They'll be safe on the other side, thought Romy. The fire was coming closer, and realizing this, Romy pedaled hard. Suddenly, several pheasants rose in the air and flew across the path, followed by smaller birds like parrots, jungle crows, owls, and magpies. The air was filled with their cries. Everyone's on the move, thought Romy. It must be a really big fire. He could see the flames now, reaching out from behind the trees on his right, and he could hear the crackling as the dry leaves caught fire. The air was hot on his face. Leaves, still alight or turning to cinders, floated past. A herd of deer crossed the road, and Romy had to stop until they had passed. Then he mounted again and rode on. But now, for the first time, he was feeling afraid. From ahead came a faint clanging sound. The clanging came nearer, and Romy discovered that the noise came from a small boy who was running along the forest path, 2 milk cans clattering at his side.
Teju!
Called Romy.
What are you doing out here?
Trying to get home, of course,
said Teju, panting along beside the bicycle.
Jump on!
Said Romy, stopping for him. Teju was only 8 or 9, a couple of years younger than Romy. He had come to deliver milk to some road workers, but the workers had left at the first signs of the fire, and Teju was hurrying home with his cans still full of milk. He got up on the crossbar of the bicycle, and Romy moved on again.
Keep beating your milk cans!
Said Romy.
Like that, the animals will know we are coming. My bell doesn't make enough noise.
The fire was much closer now. Romy's eyes were smarting, and his hair and eyebrows felt scorched. He was feeling tired, but he couldn't stop now. He had to get beyond the range of the fire. Once across the river, they would be safe. The fire could not touch them on the other side because the forest ended at the river's edge. There was a crash, and a burning branch fell from the tree to the ground in the middle of the road, a few yards in front of them. The boys had to leave the road, forcing their way through bushes on the left, and only returning to the road some distance ahead of the burning tree.
Oh, look!
Exclaimed Romy, bringing the bicycle to a sudden stop. An elephant was standing in the middle of the road. Teju slipped off the crossbar, his cans rolling on the ground. The elephant was about 40 feet away. It moved about restlessly, wondering which way to go. From far to the left, When the forest was still untouched, a herd of elephants moved towards the river. The leader of the herd trumpeted a call. Hearing it, the elephant on the road shambled off in the direction of the herd, leaving the way clear.
Come, Teju, jump on!
Urged Romy. Teju forgot about his milk cans and pulled himself up on the crossbar, with Romy too mounting the bicycle swiftly.
We won't stop again.
Said Romy, gritting his teeth. He covered the last 100 yards at top speed, freewheeling down the sloping road to the river.
Look,
Shouted Teju.
the bridge is on fire.
Romy did not hesitate. He left the road, riding the bicycle with a rush down the riverbank and into the water. The next thing they knew, they were splashing around, trying to find each other in the darkness.
Help!
Cried Teju.
I'm drowning.
Don't be silly.
Said Romy.
The water is not deep. It's only up to the knees. Come here and grab hold of me.
Together, they managed to heave the bicycle out of the water and stand it upright. Romy concentrated on keeping his balance and getting the bicycle and Teju across the river. They reached the opposite bank and sank down on the grass.
We can rest now.
Said Romy. They watched the fire as it continued to spread through the forest. Several elephants had found their way down to the river. They were cooling off by spraying water on each other with their trunks. Further downstream, there were other animals. Romy and Teju hadn't known each other very well before, but now they felt they had been friends for years.